Hello and a big welcome back to the Flawless 195 World Tour. I'm Captain Wilson and this is flight 125 of 218. It's Saudi Arabia to Kuwait. It's Riyadh to Kuwait City. Departure time is going to be about 20 past 3 in the afternoon for a total flight time of 3/4 of an hour. Heading north, so my guess yesterday that we'd be heading north from here was right. We are heading north for 3/4 of an hour into Kuwait International Airport. That's about all. Speak to you later on. No, that is literally about it. Yeah, flight 125, Saudi Arabia to Kuwait. Shouldn't be any dramas. We haven't got ILS in, but it's not going to be much of an issue. I don't think we've got anything in terms of elevation or weather looking decent. You know, a few clouds scattered about, but nothing to report, really. Let's get on with it. Flight 125. It's relentless. This world tour is relentless, but we are moving on. After that, Baghdad, Iraq. So we're getting into that area of the world. Right, let's get on with it. Let's get up there, get the safety demo on now, and not much else to say, really. Thank you for joining. If you are new to the channel, please do check out the route explainer video, and that is about all. I will speak to you when necessary. All right, let's get going.
Please pay attention to illuminated signs and crew instructions, including the following safety procedures. The safety card found in your seat pocket contains important information about exit routes, oxygen masks, life jackets, and the brace position that you must adopt if you hear brace, brace. There are 8 emergency exits on this aircraft. The cabin crew are now pointing out the exits nearest to you. Please be aware that your nearest usable exit may be behind you. Emergency lighting will guide you to an exit. In an emergency, leave all baggage on board. Your seatbelt is fastened, adjusted, and released as shown. It must be fastened when the seatbelt signs are on, and we recommend that you keep it fastened at all times. If the air supply fails, masks will drop from above you. Pull a mask towards you to start the oxygen. Put the mask over your nose and mouth and breathe normally. Hold the mask in place with the strap. Pull on each side to adjust. Put on your own mask before helping others. If we land on water, take a life jacket from under your seat. Remove from the pouch and put it over your head. Pass the tapes around your waist and click together. Pull the strap to adjust. Do not inflate it inside the aircraft. When outside, inflate it by pulling the toggle. If it fails to inflate or needs topping up, blow into this tube. There is a light and whistle for attracting attention. The cabin crew can assist you with life jackets for children. Your tray table must now be stowed, armrests down, window blinds open, and seatbelt fastened. Further information regarding your safety on board can be found in the in-flight magazine. We hope you have a great flight.
cabin crew seats for takeoff. Do you know, I don't think I've ever seen as many vehicles on the taxiway before. Talk about dodge, duck, dip, dive and dodge. Anyway, we're here now. Let's get going. 3/4 of an hour, so we'll get up there, cruise for 15 minutes, and back down we come. So yeah, should be straightforward flight. I'll have to readjust the trajectory coming in about 5 minutes from landing, but it's shouldn't be any biggie. Should be pretty straightforward. So yeah, welcome in, and let's get over to Kuwait City, Kuwait. Let's go.
Trying to find a way to the answer, 'cause nobody wants to believe that we're one. Caught up in a common delusion, I'm feeling like we have to lose our right to feel love. Trying to hide away from the madness, 'cause nobody wants to reveal where they hoping that they'll come save me from what I've
F1 has a new would-be super team getting ready for 2026, but there are reasons to be worried it could start in an underwhelming way. On paper, there is no better set of ingredients than Adrian.
Let's have a listen to this.
Free reign to design a car for a major rules overhaul, a car that will be powered by a new works engine from a super successful established manufacturer in Honda, and driven by one of the greatest world champions ever in Fernando Alonso. But F1 championships aren't won on paper, and there are worries emerging for Newey's mega new project already. Beyond just the question of whether he can turn the team into one capable of designing a title-winning car, there's also Honda not costing on to a key loophole and being on the back foot in general due to a late start.
I've heard
to the
about this
project,
power loophole.
plus the variable of
Why has it not been outlawed
key
already?
technical suppliers
Outlaw it now
for a
before
massively
it gets...
underrated element of the new 2026 cars. Honda is not one of the manufacturers that is set to benefit from exploiting a rule loophole regarding the new 2026 engines. Mercedes and Red Bull powertrains are understood to be unlocking more performance by achieving a higher compression ratio than rivals think the rules allow. The compression ratio relates to the volume differences.
Right, I've got a few things about this, right? So they found a loophole in the engine. For who is it? Mercedes and Red Bull have found a loophole in the engine, right? Where essentially they can produce more power. Right. Question 1. Why and how has this been leaked? Because if you were in that team that had found this loophole, you would definitely go, right, boys, let's keep this between ourselves. We could have an advantage in the first half dozen races here before everyone catches up or decides what they're going to do. So for one, this is top secret of top secret, and we tell nobody nothing anyway. We keep it between the half dozen of us, and that's it. Sign the NDA, and that's it, right? So how it's got out, anyway, is a mystery to me. And for 2, why haven't the FIA, when they've learnt about this, gone, yeah, tell you what, that's against the interest of competition. No. So there, 2 questions there. 1, how has this got out as information? This should be a closely guarded secret. And 2, why has it not been immediately outlawed in, like, now? So that we're 2 months out from the season, or even in December, when this rumour came out, outlaw it immediately in the interest of competition. Because what are you going to have then? You're going to have Mercedes and Red Bull, what? A second a lap quicker? Half a second a lap quicker? An advantage. So if you're sat there with a Ferrari engine, or what are the engines? Who else has got one? Audi. What we got? Yeah, Honda, Audi, or Ferrari. You're sat there going, well, do we focus on 2027? So it's already a massive, like, downer for you, isn't it? They'll be pushing for it to be banned, wherever this loophole is. I assume he's going to explain the loophole, but it shouldn't be out in the public knowledge anyway, if they have found a loophole. And it should be banned. So, what are we doing here? We're levelling out the plane, that's what we're doing here. We're levelling out the plane. But I'm not happy with this, because I want, you know, everyone wants close competition. You don't want one team or 2 teams having a massive advantage. What are we doing here? Right. Let's go like this. George Russell for the championship. Get it nailed on, by the way. In fact, I better not do 259. Behave yourself, Rob. You know what to do. Don't be skipping any steps. Don't be cutting any corners, Rob. Come on. Behave yourself. Right, what are we saying? So, Mercedes and Red Bull have found a loophole in the engine regulations. Oh, brilliant, isn't it?
Wow. The compression ratio relates to the volume differences in any engine cylinder between when the piston is at its lowest point and when it's at its highest point. This ratio has been reduced from 18 to 1 to 16 to 1 under the new rules and is measured when the engine is not running. While other manufacturers, including Honda, took that to mean the ratio can never be more than 16 to 1, the FIA accepts that Mercedes and Red Bull have been fine to interpret it as solely relating to static conditions and ambient temperatures. In other words, when their engines are running and the metals expand due to the heat that comes with that, the compression ratio grows, and in total there's a small but significant power increase to go with that.
Brilliant.
So Honda's missed a trick, and is one of the manufacturers pushing for the FIA to do something about it.
Well, yeah.
But nothing's expected to change for the start of the season, and even doing something during the year will be a challenge. So that's a baked-in disadvantage potentially for the whole year. That means Honda's behind the curve, and additionally to that specific loophole, there is growing concern over the potential overall performance and reliability of Honda's new engine.
I mean, it's not sounding great that coming into this season, is it? The last time I remember an advantage like this, 2009, when Braun, I think Williams, and I'm sure there was a third team, I can't remember which, but I'm sure it was Braun and Williams, rocked up to the season with a double diffuser. And Braun dominated the season, obviously. Not through just because of the double diffuser, but it helped. And I think a couple of other teams had it as well. Williams, I think, were another one. And when you get... I mean, on one hand, you could argue, well, that's what it's all about, isn't it? It's an engineering competition at the end of the day. Because that's what Formula 1 is. It's not really driver versus driver. It's an engineering competition. And then you put the best driver you can in. But essentially, it's an engineering competition. So, if they've come up with it and others haven't, then... I suppose it's good for them, but bad for the sport. It's great for the people that have found that loophole. It's shit for the people that haven't found that loophole. And he's saying it's going to be baked in, so it sounds like it's not a change that they can make in between races or a change that they can make now, 2 months out from round one. Like, wouldn't you be working on this now? Like, wouldn't you be going, right, FIA, what's the situation here? The FIA goes, yeah, it's all cool with us. Then fucking right, all hands on deck. We exploit this loophole now. We've got 2 months. We've got 250 million to chuck at it. Just do it. Or why is it? Are we already beyond that point where they can't go back and? So what have we got here? Who's running what engines? So Mercedes power a few teams, don't they? Obviously themselves, McLaren. Williams and Alpine, is that the full? Because Alpine are going Mercedes, aren't they? They ditched the Renault engine. So is it those four? There might be another one. So what we're saying, they've got an advantage as well as Red Bull and Racing Bulls, and then what? And then everyone else filing behind. So, right, it's not good for the sport. You want... I'm not liking the sound of this.
This is the same manufacturer that has gone toe-to-toe with Mercedes as F1's best engine for several years now.
Yeah.
But it's not really the same project. Honda technically withdrew from F1 at the end of 2021, even though its engines continued to be used by Red Bull through to the end of last season.
Yeah.
It was a convoluted and peculiar arrangement that was a consequence of a poorly justified original decision to quit. Honda U-turned on that call in early 2023, when its 2026 project with Aston Martin was announced, but the damage had already been done. From 2022 to 2025,
I tell you what, I'll tell you something for nothing. Honda are the biggest flip-floppers going. Oh, we're not winning, we're pulling out. Oh, we've won. Oh, we're back in. Oh, it's not going smoothly. Oh, we're pulling out. Oh, what? Max Verstappen's still winning races? No, we're in. We're still in. Oh, what? Aston Martin wants us as an engine supplier. Right, we'll go. You know what I mean? Like, they have a bad season. They're like, oh, pull the plug on the whole operation. And then Verstappen wins the championship. Oh no, actually, maybe we did jump too soon. No. We still want to supply Red Bull. We still want the Honda badge on the engine, even though we pulled out 3 years ago. But now he's winning races, so we're in. Honda, yeah, we're in. We're in F1. Oh, what do you mean? He's not won the championship. Lando Norris has won it. Now we're out. Oh, fucking make your mind up. Honda are the biggest flip-floppers I've ever heard of in this sport. Just, are you an engine supplier or not?
Maintain and assemble engines for Red Bull's 2 F1 teams based off the frozen
You know what I
specifications.
mean? It's like they have a bad race and they think, oh, pull the plug, it's not worth it, we're burning money. You know what I mean? Oh, Verstappen didn't win the championship. Well, I'll tell you what, pull the whole plug on the whole operation. Fucking stupid. And then it leads to this Red Bull powertrains Honda. Well, what is it? Who's made this engine? Is it a Honda with a Red Bull badge on it, or is it a Red Bull engine with a Honda badge on it, or is it neither? And now, so now Red Bull have just ditched that engine completely. They're going with like this Red Bull powertrain Ford, which I don't understand. Honda have got in bed with Aston Martin. They've missed this loophole thing. They'll probably pull out again. They'll probably do the first half dozen races, and Alonso P8, Stroll P15. Yeah, we'll pull out. And honestly, don't be surprised.
2021 season. Honda's name disappeared entirely at first, then came back slightly apologetically on the engine itself and with branding on Red Bull's cars. Behind the scenes though, Honda's F1 program had been gutted. Resources were diverted to other R&D projects within Honda, as that was the whole point of quitting F1. Which meant when the 2026 program started in earnest, Honda was starting up again almost from scratch.
Oh, for goodness sake.
The Sakura engine facility that Honda has is raved about by anyone that goes
It's
there.
not a
Even
well-run
Andy Cowell,
operation,
who oversaw
that is it.
Mercedes'
Are you in
initial
or are you
domination
out?
at the beginning of the V6 turbo hybrid era, so he knows a thing or two about proper engine programs. But that same engine facility colossally
We're descending in a
underachieved
few
in
minutes, so don't let me miss
when
that.
Honda made its first hybrid F1 engine. Then again
Well,
in
this is
2017 when it rolled
that's
out
the
a
big
brand new
thing.
design.
You see that McLaren there? This was a disaster for Honda, that era. From like 2015 to 2017, 18, it was a disaster. And then they ended up winning the championship with that engine in 2021. So it's like, are we in or out? Do we just carry on? But I think by the time they'd won the championship, they'd already decided that they were going. But then because they won the championship, it was like, oh, well, keep our branding on it, will you? Oh, are you in or are you going through the pain and then getting the glory? Or are you... What are you doing here?
Which nobody needs to remind Alonso about, given his past grievances with Honda from that time. And Honda can't throw unlimited resources at the 2026 project. There's an engine cost cap now.
What is
and this
this?
Honda arrangement is a bit more, shall we say, sensible than the success at any cost project that led to the Red Bull Championship wins. It's also been rumoured that the Lawrence Stroll Aston Martin side is bankrolling development, and Honda itself is more reluctant to spend excessively on F1.
Yeah.
The point is, great technical resources mean nothing.
They want to
without
win
the right
without...
leadership.
This is the thing. This is the bottom line. They want to win without throwing hundreds of millions at it, don't they? They want the success of winning a championship with a Honda logo on the overalls and a Honda logo on the car, and not having spent 100 million to do so. That's what they want. You can't have your cake and eat it. Either spend the money, go in and win the championships and spend your money, or decide that it's too much of an expense. You want to focus on other motorsport, you want to focus on other areas of your company, whatever, and pull out and be done with it. This middle ground of, oh, well, we're winning a bit now, so we'll cling on to it a bit, but we're not really involved, but we are, but we don't want to spend that kind of money, but we want our logo on the car when it wins the championship, but we don't want to, just fucking make a decision.
The right investment and the right amount of time to build things up. If Honda's 2026 program was a proper continuation of its recent success, there would be no reason to doubt it, no lag in its development, no risk of it being behind the curve.
But it's not. They're not fully committed.
And so all of those things are not just a threat, they are Honda's reality.
Why are they not fully committed as well?
various-
Just be fully committed. You've got Adrian Newey, right? All right, the driver lineup, one's an old man and one's a guy that's never going to make it. Right, the driver lineup is an aging champion who's clinging on to speed for by hook or by crook, and the other one is the boss's son, right? So the driver lineup to be improved. I mean, no dig at Alonso. He's still got it somehow at 43, 44 years old. So, all right, driver lineup wise can be improved over the next couple of years, but just commit to it. You've got Aston Martin, which are a massive brand. You've got unlimited money with Lawrence Stroll and his consortium. You've got Adrian Newey designing the car. You've got a brand new formula. You know, the rules are starting from scratch. So the pecking order can be completely tipped on its head. Like I said, I expect Williams or Aston Martin, one of them, to be fighting at the front. The more I watch this, the more I'm thinking, well, it'd probably be Williams who are fighting at the front. But, you know, you've got this brand new reset. You've got Adrian Newey at the helm. You've got so many positives. Just commit to it, man. What's this halfway house bollocks where you go, well, we want a Honda engine, but can you fund it, Lawrence? We've got to, you know, focus on this championship and that Super Formula Championship in Japan and this and that and the other. We don't really want to fund it. Anyway, I've got to descend now. But I don't like this Honda halfway house. Just commit, man. Right, let's get down. Let's get down to Kuwait City. Heading to the coast over there somewhere. There's not much going on around here, is there? What's this? Oil. I think it's oil, innit? Digging for oil. I don't know. Yeah. What's the population round here, do you reckon? I reckon 0. Zilch. Nobody. Nothing. But we're digging for oil. Of course we are. I think that's what it is. Or is it alien, like signs, you know what I mean? Is it sign of, is it alien spacecraft? No. Digging for oil, mate. I assume. I think that's what it is. Yeah. What's the population round here, mate? Is that a road? A road to nowhere, baby. Yeah. Get on that highway. For 2,000 miles. And you might find there's a town down there. Come on, then. I wonder what life's like down there. What do you have for breakfast? Cup of oil. Yeah. What do you have? Tea, coffee, or oil? Oil, please, mate. Anyway, we're coming down. Goodbye. Yeah, damn right. Forget 330, descending to 0. Yeah, that's how it works with a landing. Right, what are we saying on this?
Claims about the 2026 Honda engine, including that it's behind on battery technology.
Oh, brilliant.
With the new designs requiring much
great. So they haven't got that loophole with the temperature thing and they're behind on battery development. Right, so let's just rule out Aston Martin right now then. Is that what we're saying?
To cope with the near 50-50 split between combustion and electrical power.
Notice how it says near 50-50. The aim's 50-50. It's not 50-50, is it? I bet it's more like 55-45. Yeah, but it doesn't work for the headlines, that, does it?
If so, it's a big step back from Honda working wonders to get more from its V6 and its hybrid systems in the previous era. But it tallies with a program that had its resources significantly reduced in scale and then gave itself less time than its rivals to get to grips with challenging new technologies.
So get in.
Especially as the new 2026 engines have no MGUH, the part that recovered wasted heat energy, and that Honda had put massive effort into getting right.
They've got rid of that to save costs, haven't they? I like that as a rule. Like, they've just simplified it a bit, which is good all round, is it not? Because, listen, the layman on the street, does he give a fuck what an MGUH is? No. I think get back to basics.
If Aston Martin's car does have an engine deficit, reliability problems, or both, the blame could quite quickly be put at Honda's door. That's not even necessarily
reliability problems.
It'll be the automatic
as well.
assumption outside too. But there are major unknowns in the equation.
Yeah.
Honda is working with 2 unproven F1 suppliers in Aramco and Valvoline, with
Right.
Aramco the big factor there as fuel supplier. This will be
Right.
Aramco's first F1 fuel, although it has worked on a
Okay.
sustainable fuel for F2 and F3 already. Useful experience, but hardly the same thing.
Okay.
All F1 fuel is custom made for the engine in question, and a close partnership is essential to meet the required standard, maximising the limited technology.
None
and
of this
chemistry
sounds
that's
good, does it?
available. In reality, it will be a challenge for Aramco.
None of this
to immediately
sounds great,
match the
does it?
pedigree and longevity of rival suppliers like
Watch
Citroën
Alonso
for
win round
Mercedes,
one.
ExxonMobil for Red Bull,
Come back to
Shell
this.
for Ferrari, and BP for Audi.
Right,
And being
okay.
behind on fuel technology would have a tangible performance impact.
Yeah.
No wonder then that ousted Aston Martin CEO and team principal Cowell has
Yeah.
been moved into a different position and is tasked with trying to pull together the various technical elements
Oh,
of this
for
engine
goodness
project
sake, it's
for
not
however
sounding
long he
great,
remains
is it?
involved. Given this Aston project spans multiple locations, it makes sense to have someone as focused as possible on trying to achieve a common direction and ensure accountability.
Well, it
There's a
strikes me, the moving Andy Cowell round strikes me as we're in shit here, boys.
team itself and car work going on in the UK, Honda in Japan, and Aramco.
Because they've
in
made
Val-
Adrian Newey team principal, haven't they, as well? Which seems to me like he's fighting on too many fronts there. Are you making the car, or are you doing the interviews with the media and running the team from the pit wall? Are you the big boss? Well, that's it. Are you the big boss who's doing the interviews with the media, or are you actually working on the car? Are you doing both at however old Newey is, 68, 70 years old? Come on, man. I don't know about that decision either.
Valvoline in multiple locations, including the United
Fighting on
States.
too many fronts, I
Chassis,
think.
engine, and gearbox are moving around various places as development phase goes on.
Oh, what, is this how this spread around the world as well? Yeah, you've got Aramco in Saudi Arabia, Honda in Japan, yeah, Valvoline in the US, and then you've got the base in Silverstone in the UK. Oh, yeah.
And even though
Great,
the
innit?
teams that are really in the same facility as the engine departments are Red Bull Racing and Ferrari, the Aston Martin setup is the most extreme in its geographical
Oh, for
spread,
goodness sake.
and you have to think the least efficient as a result. That
Yeah.
doesn't mean it can't work, but Aston Martin surely has the most complicated set of logistics to
Oh,
manage.
my God.
And given as a team
Great,
it has
innit?
so far managed to be less than the sum of its increasingly expensive parts, Newey's leadership needs to change something. Otherwise, team owner Stroll's patience will be tested very quickly.
Yeah.
Given the extent of the rule changes for 2026, the potential for manufacturers to hit trouble is higher than it has been in a decade. But with the big underachiever of the hybrid era, Renault, abandoning its works engine entirely...
See, that's
the
a sham. That's a sham as well. Renault pulling the plug when they've got a Renault Works team, albeit under the banner of Alpine, but it's a Renault. It is a Renault Works team, and they've pulled out the engine project. That's embarrassing. That's a white flag. Admit defeat in it.
That should be very high, depending
Awful.
on how newcomers Red Bull powertrains and Audi fare, of course. Honda is a curious case.
So yeah, Mercedes do supply those four. Yeah, obviously themselves, Williams, McLaren, and Alpine. Ferrari got 3. Honda and Audi. Interesting to see where Audi's at. Starting from scratch. Who's quicker this season, Audi or Cadillac? They're both massively unknown, aren't they? Surely Audi... Cadillac really is fresh. Oh, I don't really know. It's interesting in a lot of ways, but it's also... Some of this stuff makes me think, oh... It's not going to be anywhere near as close as it was last season, is it?
Though, because it's the most recent manufacturer to have properly struggled, and the conditions in which that happened
Yeah.
are massively different to what's coming in 2026. Honda has been down to
What
very
height
different
are we at
parts
now?
in the V6
Yeah, we're
turbo
bang
hybrid
on.
era already. The disastrous McLaren
We're
union of
bang on.
2015 to
I
2017,
need to start
and then the increasingly
lining up.
successful and ultimately championship-winning Red Bull years.
Right, let's
So will
go.
this Aston Martin partnership be more
go
McLaren
like
or
this.
Red Bull?
Oh.
If Honda doesn't get it right, then the worst-case scenario
on.
is the former. And with this being a brand new set of rules, plus the prospect of Honda being on the back foot, some awful pre-season
What we need
memories
to
are
do at some
immediately
point is
conjured.
come out to the
when
coast
Honda
there,
came back into F1 in
come out to
2015,
about
a
here,
year
and then
behind
in
its
like that.
rivals, but a year ahead of
I
its
think
own
that's what we need to
schedule,
do. We need
because
to come
then
out to
McLaren
about
boss
there.
Ron Dennis insisted to enter as soon as possible. It was a disaster in terms of performance and reliability, and that
I'll
was
get
clear
the
from
bloody-
testing. Things
all
were
this
slightly
F1
better in
footage, I'll get the
2016, but
flipping
then there was an enormous backward step at the
video
start of
band.
2017 when Honda's performance and
Oh,
reliability
anyway, yeah, Honda aren't very good. Right, we've got it. Doesn't sound brilliant for Aston Martin, that does it? Anyway, let's chill out. Oh, well, if you were thinking Fernando Alonso world champion in 2026, that might have put the dampers on it.
I wish I was as pretty as a bluebird in the sky. I wish my colors were the same as yours, but just different. I want to fit in, and yet I want to stand out.
Look at this town here. Do you reckon this is geographically accurate?
Where is enough?
Do you reckon that's real, that? Square Town.
I lie in bed and look for the
Where do
bird.
you live? Square Town, Saudi
Its wings
Arabia.
is too low, but its wings
Oh,
are
we're in
so
Kuwait now. I don't know where the border is.
I wish I was as far as a
Where do you
bluebird in
live?
the sky.
I live in Square Town, northern Saudi
Yeah,
Arabia.
Just black,
Oh yeah. Swear down, mate.
just a dot. A shadow of a color too far away to be defined.
Is this for real?
And yet too far away to be valued too.
It might be factories and it might be industrial more. It might be more industrial than it is
With wings to spread and places to
residential.
go.
But
With
but
colors
okay.
so vibrant,
one road in and out.
everyone would want to see.
Shall I have a look at house prices? Right, come on, let's get down. Oh, there's a runway over there. That's not where we're going, is it? There's a runway here. I hope that's not where we're going. No, it's not. We're over here somewhere. Direction we're heading, yeah. Right, what are we doing here? I need to behave myself now. Get your lights on, Brev. Get your lights on. Get your lights on. Right, eyes down looking. What are we doing here? I need to start deviating in a minute. Could do it going out that away towards the coast. Around about now, actually. Yeah, why don't we do that? Why don't we do that? How far out are we? Not very. Yeah, we could do it coming in from about this angle here. We could do it being about there. We don't need to turn yet. Let it settle at 7 and then we'll turn. Yeah. Just let it settle here a minute. Just let it settle. We don't need to panic. When have you ever panicked in this world tour? Never. We don't need to panic. Well, there might have been 1 or 2 moments of panic, but we don't need to panic now. Should we turn? Right, autopilot off. Let's turn.
Footsteps move slow, chasing what I left alone. But I know
That'll do, won't it? Should we get seatbelts on? think we will be coming down as well. Right, seatbelts on. Had it there? Oh, hang on, I can see some runways here. I don't know. Start coming down with speed as well in a minute. I want to get to about here. And then in like that. In like this. Yeah, so if we can get to about there. Right, I should turn in for home. Is it the runway on the right here? Yeah. I don't know if it's the left or the right. Well, I'm gonna go for this right-hand runway here. Either or, innit, probably. No, I'm pretty sure it's the one on the right, actually. Landing gear down. Nice. This is looking nice. What's that just spawned in over there? Is that a bridge? Or a tower? Full flaps coming in. Who needs ILS? Who needs ILS when you've done 125 flights? Sounds like famous last words, doesn't it? I think we're a bit low here. We're a bit low. I don't know what that building is over there on the coast, but it's massive. Looks like a NASA rocket ready to launch on the coast over there. I don't think it comes out well on the video, but it's massive, whatever that is. It's SpaceX. Right. Yeah, there's just one solitary building over there. Can you see it? It's massive. Right, let's get this down. Everything's looking okay. We're a bit low, like, but whatever. Yeah, we're a bit low here. We landed on this field in a minute. Let's just cruise it in at 10 feet. Right, do we need to straighten it up a little bit? Not really middle of the runway, are we? There we go. Down safely. Kuwait City. Kuwait. With the skyscraper on the coast over there. I want to have a look at that when I depart. Is it real? But we are down safely. Flight 125 is complete in this flawless 195 World Tour. Where are we parking her up? Where are we parking her up? Got anywhere obvious? Am I the only aircraft in town? Oh, now the city spawns in. I'm interested in that building over there, though. You can see that 50 miles out. Right, let's just... What are we doing here? Hello? Is everyone on a day off or what? There's no one around. There's no one around. Why does it feel like it's abandoned? Let's just a few cars over there. Let's just go here. Let's just park here in front of this hangar and call it a day. Hey? This'll do us, won't it? We're down. That'll do. Ah, this'll do. Radio. Seatbelts off. How long did it say? 3/4 an hour? I reckon we're about that, aren't we? Let's have a look. Yep, there we go. Exactly. Exactly. There it is then. 45 minutes and 37 seconds. That has been Riyadh to Kuwait City in countries Saudi Arabia to Kuwait. Please do join me for the next flight. Flight 126 is to Baghdad, Iraq. I don't know how far that is. And I'm not really entirely sure which direction. Is it northeast from here? I'm not really sure. Maybe I should look ahead at the route and so I've got more information. But anyway, Baghdad, Iraq is upon us. And from there we do Armenia, Georgia. And then we're in that strip of land, aren't we? So it's... Iraq, Armenia, Georgia, Azerbaijan, then Iran, and then we get into all the stands. So Turkmenistan, Afghanistan, Pakistan, Tajikistan, Uzbekistan, Kyrgyzstan, Kazakhstan. And then we start splitting the flights. So we split the flight from Kazakhstan to Mongolia in half, because that would have been a 4 or 5 hour flight. But anyway, we are continuing in this Middle Eastern leg of the World Tour. Thank you for joining. That has been Flight 125, pretty drama-free. Had a little bit of chill-out music, plus the video on Aston Martin's bright outlook to the season ahead. Or maybe not so much. But anyway, that is all for now. please do join me for the next one. Flight 126 to Iraq is upon us. The one you've all been waiting for, I'm sure. All right, bye for now. Hey, but all goes without saying, the world tour continues. See you next time. Bye for now.